The other part of that is when we start looking at what is actually hurting us on a systemic level. Let's look at policy. One of the biggest things that are hurting Black Americans today is policy regarding crime. We have all of these woke DAs who are putting forth policy about or getting rid of policies, I should say, with like the 3 strikes rule, which is allowing repeat offenders on the street. We got rid of the cash bail system, which again is letting criminals back on the street. And all this different list of issues where they're even decriminalizing theft under $900. Who is that destroying? Businesses and opportunities in Black predominant areas. So when we talk about why we're still struggling, that has a big reason because we're losing our opportunities.
Yeah. I would just like to say that I empathize on every position that you have that you explained to me, especially when talking about people calling you names, people saying really mean and nasty things to you, demeaning you because of your race, I would argue. I experienced that as a Black conservative, and it was the hardest part of being a Black conservative. But I don't understand how you can have this perspective as a Black man in America that there is no racial tension and no racial discrimination when we as Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die giving birth. When Black men are twice as likely to be killed on death row than white men for committing similar crimes. When you have the Hopi nation of people who don't have clean water to drink, there's a diabetes epidemic because there is no clean, accessible water that they are able to afford. I don't understand how you can have these positions that there is no racial disparities and that these things weren't set up against us when there is so much going against us in this country. I would say as a woman who has experienced police violence, I was pregnant when I experienced police violence. I told them I was pregnant and they still mishandled me. They did not see me as a citizen. They did not see me as somebody to serve and protect. And by the way, there is no constitutional basis for serve and protect. They are not constitutionally obligated to serve and protect you. I just want to tell you this. I told them I was pregnant and they still mishandled me. They didn't see me as somebody to protect. They saw me as a... That's what they saw.
So a lot to unpack with that, and I'm truly sorry that happened to you. I think one thing to start with the middle ground that we can agree on is that, or 2 things really, is that there is still racial tension. Now, if that's a systemic thing, I wouldn't say. Are you going to encounter racist people? Absolutely. Are you going to encounter racist people in positions of power? Unfortunately, absolutely. That's a very real thing, and I do think when it comes to the criminal justice system, even Black conservatives, look at the Blexit movement. One of the biggest things that the Blexit movement, which stands for Black Exit, exiting the left, is criminal justice reform. So with that being said, I empathize with what you're saying, and I understand your perspective there.